To concerns about tariffs or related issues involving imported power supplies from the U.S. or to the U.S. rather from Canada, the state of New York, through its energy agencies, has now provided some clarification on a potential impact for state residents and businesses. Channel 2's Ron Plants has some details for us.
First off, again, as illustrated by this map from the Center for Strategic and International Studies, there are many cross-border connections for electricity, oil, and natural gas to be shared commercially between the U.S. and Canada. State officials pointing out the March 4th tariffs from President Trump put a 10% duty or charge on crude oil and natural gas from Canada in particular, those petroleum supplies brought into U.S. refineries, largely in the Midwest, to supply various regions, including Western New York.
The Great Lakes, the Midwest, and the Rockies are where refineries process a lot of Canadian crude oil. Several million barrels of oil per day are refined in those areas.
The analyst estimating a potential eventual impact of 5 to 10 cents per gallon from the tariffs. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has tried to ratchet up pressure on other provincial premiers who provide up to 4 million barrels per day of oil to the U.S. The state report says while there could be price impacts, quote, the New York fuel market appears generally resilient to potential sources of disruption, including from Canada. Then on to natural gas flowing in from Canada. The state agencies report on a tariff impact, quote, based on a conservative analysis of statewide impacts on natural gas imports, customers might see a $43 million statewide cost impact. That's overall. Next on electricity, with the power flowing in cross-border connecting transmission lines, the state indicating it is not yet clear if a 10% tariff would significantly impact New York electricity in the, quote, near term. But an additional comment from those agencies on the possibility of any cutoff electricity, which Premier Ford threatened for retaliation. While New York's electricity demand is lower in the winter, losing access to Canadian imports during the peak summer cooling months could create significant reliability challenges. A clarification, it could be $4.3 million in terms of natural gas. That very complicated report put out by the State Department of Public Service. They regulate utilities in the state, the state's Energy Research and Development Authority, and the state Homeland Security Department. Again, there is a lot of uncertainty. We'll have to see how this plays off. On your side, Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.